Yes. Now,
Mm-hmm. Namaste.
namaste. So we will be concluding today our Shabda and its relation to therapy, healing, enlightenment. And in this concern, we can also include a knowledge, alchemy, and then maybe we can study separately the alchemical process. When we are studying the Shabda and its relation to therapy and healing process, in Indian mysticism, we are primarily concerned with the development of the Sanskrit language. They both are parallel, except Om, which is a symbol, a symbolic representation of formless God. All alphabets, like 16 vowels and 34, no? Altogether, there are about 50 letters. This is called seed, bija, and they take the form of bija mantra, like the genetic codes of sound or words
Mm-hmm.
in relation to human formation. And the origination, understanding, and its various aspects of relating to our body. So each bija in Sanskrit letter, any one you will take out of 50, it will have one element predominant into that. Like either it
Mm-hmm.
will be one element, either earth, air, fire, or water. So each bija seed, there are 50 seeds. Suppose there are 50 seeds. So each one seed, one letter, will represent one element. Like this sound, this form will include that and element. So one element will be embedded in that bija, that sound. And Shakti. So in Shakti, we are going to the abstract form of Shakti, not that the form of Durga or Parvati or this way, but if we go to the transcendental aspect and we see in formless way. So Shakti of first of Chetana, consciousness, that you must and foremost, it has to be there in Bija. Or any Bija, Bij, any seed you are implanting, chanting, experimenting, or exploring, or putting it into the seed to in the soil to grow up, must have Ananda Shakti into that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it will come different fruit. The fruits will be different. So here, seed, when we are seeding a pattern into consciousness in the mind with this implantation, so it must have Ananda. If you are chanting or learning in any way, first consciousness and then Ananda. So this seed must have consciousness power, each seed. And some seed will have Ananda Shakti. The
Mm.
inner energy, the power which is coming from bliss is embedded. It must be embedded. Otherwise, if you put here the energy, that's where the power of mantras. It's written in the books, but not implementing because the power will reduce if you come to the lower level of consciousness. And you may input anger in the seed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put anger in the seed, it will sprout and become the tree and create more seeds of anger. So, but in a divine way, if we see in enlightenment, therapy, and healing, we only study the spiritual and divine quality, or just try to bring that, and in that process, therapy and healing happens. And also, enlightenment is also a purification process in a way. You can see it highly purified intelligence. So, a process of purification, we call it therapy or healing. So one element and one power. Some words have the power, and also because of this, each seed is also relating to the various systems of the body, like cognitive systems, motor organs, or different parts, organs of the body. So each seed primarily will connect either to the cognitive or to the motor organs. So these are the properties of a seed. Like if a seed is there, so if you break the seed, you will find the properties of the seed. So this is the third one. Yeah, primarily element and the power. So and Shakti, we have Chetana, consciousness, and then we have bliss, Ananda, Anandamaya body. Like in Anandamaya Kosh, if you produce a mantra, it has a different effect. And third is the element must be present either of the five elements. Either so that's how the mantra starts to become specific according to your nature. If I study you and say, okay, fire element is predominant in you. So we must choose a seed which representing fire. Then we say which power is less in you. Like Kriya Shakti, movement, or blissfulness, or consciousness, or the knowledge, and which senses. So according to this correlation, mantras are formed. So if you want to function, like if you program a function, suppose you are taking the energy from the cosmos and making an instrument to function for a particular work. This we say deities, designed to function in a particular powers. Then, according to this function, you must need to function support of cognitive organs, support of motor organs, support of elements, and other Shaktis. So, according to that, mantra will change. The Bija mantra keeps on changing with the form of deity. And each deity has a particular function. If you will particularize it, then it will form a syllabus of seed mantras. And yantras, these mantras representing the five elements according to and their functions, they will come as a yantra. And how you will relate to this mantras and yantras in relation to individual, that is rituals, karam kand. This altogether takes the form of tantra in practice. So we call it a tantra. And in transcendental understanding, if we take only one aspect, transcendental, then we can come back to Sankhya system or Patanjali yoga system. So here is a therapy, here is a healing. In therapy and healing, we are primarily concerned, like a live example. This, I told you, I send you this medical report of genetic mutation. So this person coming to me having issues, you can see in vertebra, and the prime symptom is the pain. And pain is so much that the person is being arrested. Like movements are fully arrested. He cannot move. So I could have also done to him healing. I could have also done to him therapy.
Mhm.
But I choose to do alchemy.
Mhm.
No? So why and how? So what will be the difference? This therapy, healing, and when we are calling alchemical process. So
Mhm.
in therapy and healing, you are not sure that person is interested to be enlightened.
Mhm.
Person wants to attain God. A person wants to realize truth. A person is on the path or not, or he wants to be on path or not. So
Mhm.
a thirst to go beyond yourself is there or not there. It's a categorically.
Mhm.
A person is trying to transform oneself in order to realize God or Kavalya or Moksha Nirvana, but he has an highest goal of transformation, maximum potentiality. So a one person who is interested in the transformation of the self for the maximum potentiality. So a desire is there. Attaining to that maximum potentiality, he might come across the obstacles in his own mind and body.
Mhm.
So if we work into this way, we call it alchemical process.
Mhm.
So alchemical process is refurbishing, restructuring, and interfering, putting the person on path, taking it a systematic progression that in order to reach there, person needs a healthy body, is it? Or a healthy mind, or resources to preserve its body. So health, wealth, relationship. So we see from where the problem is coming. We go to the root, resolve the problem, and give the orientation to the highest realization of the truth. So when we start to use the same model, but the same model we are using for the purpose of enlightenment and removing obstacles. So we have a purpose to remove the back pain. We have a
Mhm.
higher purpose to remove this and transforming this into systematic progression of division of energy so that in the future person will not attract any diseases and person
Mhm.
will not fall off the path. When we take care of all this, we say it's an alchemical process. It's an alchemy, a complete transformation, maximum potentiality. So here person is having everything but centered around the path that everything will support to be on path.
Mhm.
While person coming from a certain disease, like suppose knee pain, the person is only interested in removing the knee pain.
Mhm.
Once the pain is removed, what is its purpose? It could be different. Then alchemy will not work.
Mhm.
Then alchemy will not work. Simple therapy process will work, and Bija mantra and therapy, hence it is for enlightenment, but still the person will only practice until the disease is removed. After that, person is not interested. Like suppose you eat a pill until you are sick. Once the disease is gone, you don't eat the pill. So the person approach to this divine or alternative medicine, the purpose of approaching the alternative medicine is the same purpose he is approaching any system of medicine.
Mhm.
The purpose is not changed. Once the person purpose is changed, it will become alchemy.
Mhm.
Then it will be holistic. Then it is taking care of not only one disease which has happened, but this disease will become an excuse.
Mhm.
So disease will be gone for sure, but higher purpose will be redefined and
Mhm.
structure will be refurbished to be on the path. So in the future, this disease never ever happens. While in
Mhm.
therapy and healing, disease might be returning back to you after a while. So if until you are eating the pill, disease not there, disease stops, again it begins, again you are eating the pill, but you are there involved. The disease is coming and going. It's not being uprooted, not cut from the root. While in alchemy, if any person has this mindset, like enlightenment, kaivalya, moksha, nirvana, he has a higher goal, a
Mm-hmm.
destination point of unconditional transformation. Yes, alchemy demands unconditional transformation. Like you don't put a barrier of transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Your path is going to the infinite source, not only concern. So when we are using this as an excuse, we say now this disease is a blessing because it just
Mm.
become an excuse for one and started to creating a pattern infinitely. Now my all the energy will be properly channeled. Yeah, one primarily reason that you take an excuse to begin, or without any excuse to begin, you can also begin just to be on path and program the mind in a way, giving a direction in a way that you will be always on the path of divine and self transformation. So this is fundamental difference of purpose.
And the purpose, this higher purpose, it can be set in any person, or only small percentage of the people are willing to have this kind of purpose.
The people who have, they have it already.
Mm.
People who have, they have it already. But on mass level, like Osho try to
Mm-hmm.
because he was an alchemist. So
Mm.
everybody cannot be an alchemist. The character has to be in you.
Mm-hmm.
Like to get the session of alchemy, you can be anybody.
Mm.
But to give a session of alchemy, you must be an alchemist. It has to be in your character. So Osho had it in character. So his work is really counted on this point that he succeeded
Mm-hmm.
to implant an idea of unconditional transformation in mm, simple individual beings.
And it helps to remove many diseases.
Now, then if you once it is implanted, it becomes your desire and prime value. If it is a
Mm-hmm.
prime value, then only we can harness the infinite energy. Alchemist can only harness after that. Before that,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot, you don't have access to consciousness, that refined energy source. If you are
Mm-hmm.
only concerned with your knee, then you are only getting energy from third layer.
Mm-hmm.
Energy has three layers, so you are only getting energy from the third layer, and it's limited there. But if you have this idea of unconditional, seeing a change in you unconditionally, in order to achieve that, then you can harness the power of consciousness. And this process, the disease process, the elimination of disease process can be used for your enlightenment. So
Mm-hmm.
alchemical process directly leading you to enlightenment. And in this process, removing obstacles only,
Mm-hmm.
not demanding anything particular. So its
Mm-hmm.
desire is transformation and these obstacles are removed. So obstacles will be only diseases, nothing else. Health is not an obstacle. Physical health, mental health, or pranic health, or any health is not an obstacle in the path of enlightenment. It's a disease only. So it's easy and very fast worked. So you see, you saw this. I started alchemy one day, and within a week, four, three, three, four sessions, and gone, symptom gone, and pain did not return. Sometimes mildly some mistakes, but relatively comparing to that, it's almost gone. And 1 month we did try to, we have nothing to do. After 1 month, when we come to check, there was nothing to do something about it. Just talking,
Mm-hmm.
understanding, and everything is going fine. It has not returned yet, the pain and
Yes, and
alchemical process. And now the person is on the path, practicing satori, practicing yoga, and the idea is there, the branches of enlightenment there, and the path is clear. Now he is no more confused about his life, what to do. So this disease
mhm.
become a blessing in his life, and it changed the whole life. But he was ready.
Yes, and I have the picture that uh, each disease have the root, and therapy, for example, it cut from the root. But the alchemy is taking the plant higher and higher, so you don't need to take care of the roots. You get the way up, and all the disease disappears because you don't need to take care of the roots because you take out it from all the roots. Any
Yeah,
root
no, but
is.
the first one which you begin, which
Mhm,
which you begin, like suppose a person, the problem is coming because of poverty.
mhm,
Like person is the symptom which is appearing in the body. It's because person doesn't have money.
mhm,
Money issue is there. So the first primary work will be then this disease and money are correlated.
mhm,
So when we do the transformation, then the first transformation will be money will come to the person.
mhm,
Disease will not be solved because disease is dependent.
mhm,
So the first thing will happen that the person will start to have money. So suddenly money will start to come in the personal life. But
mhm,
this is only therapy part of it. Alchemy has not
mhm,
happened yet.
mhm,
We cut the root, so disease will keep on disappearing and money will keep on appearing by
mhm,
itself. This is called alchemy.
mhm,
So we're transferring the disease into money. This, no,
mhm,
first thing.
mhm,
So first, primarily, you have to begin from the same place because we are interrelated.
mhm,
In like a case is like this. Like suppose we are studying a case, right? So this will transform first into so creating a job opportunity, whatsoever talent will be, he will start to get immediately uh, start to get offer for money or job or business or whatsoever. Somehow money will start to come. It doesn't. That's we don't set up how. Neither we know about it. We know that this law works. So we apply the
mhm,
law and start to study. So more disease will be disappearing, more money will be appearing together. This is a
mhm,
transformation. That's alchemy. So your pain in the body disappearing, your knee is becoming healthy, and more they are becoming healthy, more money is appearing to them in the same. So you are double benefit, no? Here.
mhm,
Double benefit because cause and effects are interrelated. So well, we remove it. So it's simple. This is a concrete phenomena. We are joining it to our motor organs. So it's not an imagination money. It should be concrete money. And concrete pain is there. So pain is going, money is coming, more business coming. And before, when money was coming, person was getting stuck.
mhm,
Opposite relation was there. Then the moment too much work come and money come, he was on the bed, body is not allowing to move. Means
mhm,
something was wrong. No, here, the crux. So I had to come to the same point and start working for it. So now the person has a lot of clients, a lot of money, and body is supporting, no pain.
mhm,
The process happens, the alchemy. And now, after that, we take 6 months to balance it. Because if only healing, then person disease is solved, Money came, but this money created another problem of relationship, divorce, children issues, and so much problem it brings. So this
Yes,
money
that's
should not bring that problem. We also need to take care of it. So once done, done forever.
yes, getting and giving. It's the balance of.
Yeah, so that's the whole trick of alchemy learning, then how to balance it, what to do. So all the
Mm.
fundamental law we keep. The,
And I have one question is also connecting, I think, Shabda and alchemy. Uh, the name. Each person have the name, and supposedly the giving the name of the kid, its name should have the healing property for this person. Uh, because the name is a mantra. The name has energy, and if the person needs some kind of energy or some kind of elements, uh, it should be in his name. So consciously, the name should be given consciously. I mean, it's some
see,
kind of.
Indian mysticism, in astrology, we have this Indian astrology. If you study Indian astrology, you will find that each zodiac sign have letters.
Mm-hmm,
So if the child is born, the name which is given to the child in Indian tradition, like me,
mm-hmm,
so the root, the bija mantras like Ra, Re, Ru, 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 Libra,
mm-hmm,
Ga, Ge, Gi, Gu, Gu, Aquarius. So these kinds
mm-hmm,
of words there which represents the sign and that
mm-hmm,
element. So the child is given that name first. So my name
mm-hmm,
in my astrological name is different
mm-hmm,
because this name is given to me with the root word of the letter, and it is the beginning of the letter will be same. After that, you can put meaningful words
mm-hmm,
like my name in my astrological chart is Gena, Ge, Ge,
mm-hmm,
Gum, Ga, movement, Ganapati, and
mm-hmm,
with the letter A, element.
mm-hmm,
So if I see in that way, then ether, element is ether. And
mm-hmm,
in 16 kala, A, E, E, U, U. 6 is this form, then 4 forms of Amrit Bija, and then A, I, O, O. So this movement is connected with A
mm-hmm,
letter. So I am coming on 11th kala. So 11th. So I am
mm-hmm,
coming on A, and now I have to take 4 steps more. A already there, I, O, O, ang, ah, and dissolving fully. So
mm-hmm,
this way, the element ether and from Shiva Bija is coming A on its color. So this way, it gives an imprint, the meaning, who am I, an energetic
mm-hmm,
pattern. So that's my healing. If I
mm-hmm,
connect with that, so that will heal me. Just thinking about it and giving me a seed form, but in a zodiacal sign, not so deep, but astrologically. It is still representing my imprint, the energy of my imprint and the meaning behind it. Meaning in a sense, which power, which element.
mm-hmm. And this is can be uh, giving or remembering this name is also
No,
part
no,
of
no
healing.
use. Nobody
It's
uses this name. It remains secret because it's your secret code of this name is very
but
secret
it
code of
but
so
it can be
Gena.
used. It can be used for treatment or for healing or for enlightenment. I
Yes,
think.
if you want to devise, then give me date of birth of the person,
Mm-hmm.
date and time of the birth. So it's immediately related to date and time of the birth. Then you get the letters, and through that letters you study the chart more, and you can find more other words to put. Then the name
Mm-hmm.
itself, his own name itself, path of enlightenment. Nothing else the person needs. Just pronunciation of this name itself is enough.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to somebody who knows has to create that name. That name becomes the exact nothing else. You just have to relax and produce his own name and meditate over it.
And alchemy is also, I think, under the changing of the name. We already discussed, and in some tradition, they changing the name, and the person became different.
Yeah, you cannot say everything alchemy unless and until it follows the law. Unconditional transformation until you experience that. That's
Mm-hmm.
alchemy. Yes, and if you are giving a permanent shift or direction change in your life, if you want to change the direction in your life, then name.
Mm-hmm. Because it's still, I think, in Osho tradition. I saw video of one old Osho guy. He came to Cyprus and make some retreat, and after the retreat each person get the different new names. And it's a part of the
Yeah,
it's also a part of
it has,
sect sect
it is that
creation.
we are not interested into that. We are
Yes.
interested more as a therapy part of it, if it has any rational value. And it has a rational value in a way in a therapy, even in NLP or any therapeutic process. Suppose somebody has tumor, somebody has cancer. So if you want to reduce, resolve it, as a therapist, you just don't say, "Oh, my cancer." You say, "Give it a name, my body, my something." You change the name. So
Mm-hmm.
changing the name is giving you objective view
Mm-hmm.
and detachment. So once the name is changed, according to the law, your intelligence has accepted the name. The
Mm-hmm.
moment intelligence will accept the name means it's the part of ecosystem now. Intelligence
Mm-hmm.
agrees, and then mind has an identification. Now ego will be formed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a new name, a new community with a new philosophy. You are able to create a new identity, a new personality without
Mm-hmm.
being judged bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, and from old, you got a distance.
Mm-hmm.
So it has one benefit is you can be detached observer of your old personality and see the defects. And you are identifying yourself to a new one where your mind will start to collect information to prove the idea of a new name and
Mm-hmm.
in a new way, divine way, which you always imagine, the best possible. So with the new name, you can create the best version of yourself you are trying to. And from the old, you got a distance to see and learn.
Mm-hmm.
Danger can be schizophrenic. If both identities will persist
Okay.
equally,
But the solution is to find a third name, and it will be.
yeah, that's the gestalt therapy. That's the gestalt therapy. Once the moment two starts with, then create the third one. Mind is busy,
Yeah.
then keep on creating new personality.
Hmm.
That's the gestalt therapy,
But
making a meaningful whole.
this Jyotish names, it's very interesting. I think it's very ancient knowledge uh, to get the
Yeah,
correct
connecting.
name of the person which comes from the birth. Uh,
If you want to create a connecting system like this model, which is representing directly with zodiac sign
mhm,
and the element and the powers
mhm,
of use. Power of our powers, not so much. We have motor organs powers, we
mhm,
have cognitive organ powers. We have powers of our own desires, like desire can produce power.
Mm-hmm.
We have power of our knowledge, power of our consciousness, and power of bliss. Power of bliss is
Mm-hmm.
amazing power.
Mm-hmm.
The maximum power is in power of bliss
Mm-hmm.
after consciousness.
Uh, and to get this power, it's also alchemy. Because when you
Alchemy
get,
will alchemy will lead you wherever you are. Alchemy will lead you and connect you to these powers and then do the transformation. Otherwise, transformation will not happen.
yes,
How?
because,
And we just observe disease going manic. If the disease roots are different, maybe it's coming from your wife
mm-hmm.
in relationship with your spouse or wife, then primarily first thing will be repaired is your relationship. Primarily. So all the symptoms which were appearing, the conflict between his spouse, the symptoms will start to disappear, and in harmony and love will start to, a bond will start to happen with your wife or spouse. Two, we have to observe both.
Mm.
It's not a healing and therapy that just you are observing the symptoms and managing it. And here we don't have any disease which cannot be solved theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
So here cannot be any obstacle which can prove to be an obstacle in order to realize God. That is fundamental of alchemy. So here we don't deal with anything, the word, an idea, impossible, because we are trying impossible. So impossible doesn't exist in the dictionary of an alchemist. He cannot accept it fundamentally.
Okay.
Exceptionally, maybe. Exceptionally, you have two, one or two. But fundamentally, no.
Uh, we discussed one with one spiritual person that uh, uh, unfortunately the spiritual many spiritual people like monks, like babas, they are not healthy. They are very spiritual, so they meditate a lot, they get some knowledge, they get some energies, but their body sometimes is sick.
Body, to make the body healthy is science. You need to
Mhm.
understand two things in India. Gyan
Mhm.
and Vigyan, no? So they are Gyani. A person is Gyani, means he only knows how to achieve God, nothing else.
Mhm.
He doesn't know how to fix scooty.
Mhm.
He has no idea of Vigyan, science he doesn't know. In order to make body healthy, you need to know science of Ayurveda.
Mhm.
Keeping the body healthy is a different, it's a science. It's a different phenomena. Knowing the knowledge of divinity or to realization of God is a different phenomena. There are two laws. One is
Mhm.
involution, one is evolution. Science,
Mhm.
we can only say science when you know evolution.
Mhm.
That's Vigyan in a spiritual way. And knowledge, the genuine knowledge is involution.
Mhm.
So the person, they are not like rishis or Krishna or this way that they are knowledge, having knowledge of both,
Mhm.
having knowledge of both. So India is one-sided, no? One-sided. They are only working one-sided for the knowledge of salvation only. Moksha, Nirvana, Kaivalya, they are all running for this. But science is opposite. This is all involution. But science is evolution in order to keep your body healthy, in order to attract resources, in order to make the golden palace or a spacecraft or anything. You need the knowledge of evolution.
Mhm.
That's the Sankhya. You should know Sankhya fully. That's proposing. But then this Sankhya, they will say, it's atheist philosophy, condemning it.
Yes, and the Tantra is trying to connect both.
Yeah, Tantra finds a balance. Tantra is trying to connect both. So involution, many monks in India, which you see, or sants, they only know involution part. They don't know
And
evolution.
yeah, sometimes look, they are trying to kill themselves, to kill their body quickly.
Yeah, that is involution. This is no use for the world. This knowledge is useless for evolution process unless so Vigyan has to. That's what India is suffering, no? Once now it is balancing slowly, slowly, like me kind of person or anybody coming new, opening, seeing what's the problem, while it won't work and it's not needed. So we try to balance. Alchemy is also one of the just it doesn't work on everyone. For healing and therapy, we can not work because person is in healing and therapy, person is not ready to see any changes in his ego structure or mind structure. He wants to keep his mind structure and ego structure intact and wants his problem to be solved. This is the issue. So alchemy, yes, it is 100% working. You have no barriers, like no impossible things. Like none is any obstacle which exists, cannot be removed and transformed. Provided, yes, desire. So Ichha Shakti is needed for alchemy into the person.
Yes, and more pain or more severe disease will give more desire to be healthy, to put this goal to go into this process. A little pain, okay, one tablet. But if it's life-threatening or the people afraid of death, so it's the time to set
Like,
up the bigger goal.
yeah, like one session of alchemy, like working with the person, suppose 2 hours I work with anyone. Person is spiritual, non-spiritual, Hindu, Muslim, that doesn't matter here at all because it's a process of beyond. Here, which nation, which caste, male, female, nothing matters here. You should be able to communicate. So in that, if you can give, but the still person should be little bit ready to transform. Some desire has to be there to see a change in yourself. So that much should be there. More it is better for us to make the process easy and fast. Less it is for us, it's more challenging and lengthy because mind is not directed. So one session you give the person, anybody can at least make confusion. Person can get to know what I am looking for in my life, what exactly I am looking for. And so this much knowledge is also not less that you can easily see, oh, whole life I was looking for this and did not understand what actually I want. So it sets up the direction for the intelligence and unnecessary idea which you were involving before in the mind will drop by itself. You will not entertain. Now you exactly know where you have to go. And also you get to know the idea to be in contact with your consciousness, even for a while, but you got the taste. So you got two things in the first lesson of learning. And yes, many psychosomatic diseases will resolve just like this in this process because many anxiety or any disease happening just because you don't know what you want. Exactly, if I ask one word, define in one word. So if you don't know this, and after knowing this, a lot of difference in you. Before you were anxiety, you were running around and going. Now exactly you want in the market. I know I want this product and this shop. No? Destination is clear. So clarity of mind will arise. And many diseases which was due to this will be resolved. You can sit, relax, be with yourself. Yes, maybe in the beginning you can cry a little bit because of grief. Oh my God, I didn't know so many years I spent without knowing this. If I could have known, so you may cry. You may cry for a while or be, but you will come out with this. So intense emotions you will go through for few hours, very intense emotions. But as if with the support, you can easily handle it. 3 hours, 2, 3 hours, and then after you are a different person after 3 hours. But if you are ready to go through this transformation in 3 hours of intensity of emotions, welcome.
Yes, and this looks like I spoke with some friends after they took ayahuasca. They did the same. They see themselves uh, in in the situation where they spent the previous life totally totally wrong, and they try to they start to cry because of this
Yeah,
this
this is a shock. This is a shock, no?
intoxication gives the uh, give bring them to the barrier of the understanding of the who they are, and uh, but people come again and again to to these rituals to it's a
Yeah,
part of
let's.
the addiction.
We are not relying on anything except our
Yeah.
own body and mind. So we are not depending on ayahuasca or any drugs or any. This is without drug process. It's a
Hmm.
conscious. It's a conscious operation. You have to go through that pain consciously. But few hours
Hmm.
in life, 2, 3 hours is not so much. Like either you suffer many years or you just balance it in 3 hours. Intensity will be high at the level of consciousness. Intensity of emotions are very high, but you need a support. That's a support which with support you can come out. Here, yeah, Lobita was here with she
Hmm.
came. So yeah, for her it was a little bit difficult for me to handle because I give one session, 1 hour only, 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour, one session. And then she started to cry, 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 cry because 60 years of age, you realize something which you think, why not? I did realize at that time, but knowledge comes on time. She was crying like one day. Then after I tried to reflect her and one friend with her roommate, I asked her to keep her involved in nonsense questions.
Hmm.
And and she didn't want to participate, come with us in dinner. She wants her food in her own room. So after that, she came out. But the routine was going on. I was taking classes again, keep on changing. So by the evening, she was fine. Next day, she forgot about.
Hmm. And it was alchemy. It was
Yeah,
alchemy.
alchemy session.
It's
You
a
can say there is not so much difference. I am using an LP as a tool
mm,
primarily.
an LP is a Shabda. I mean,
It's a
some
Shabda. It's,
meaningful words.
this is the whole Shabda, knowledge of Shabda. How which Shabda is connecting with which neuron patterns.
Hmm.
Each Shabda, each sound, each word connects us a series of mati. We call it mati.
Mm-hmm.
a judgment pattern of AI, no? A function which
Mm-hmm.
is automatic. Like you put the energy and it will move like this. So each Shabda produces energy and with associated with a thinking pattern, a function.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, yes, that's the whole trick of recognizing and playing with it. We have nothing else. What I am doing, I'm just playing with Shabda. No, what I am
Mm-hmm.
doing, just playing with Shabda, but understanding it and playing with it, and it's working.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because you bring the energy from the high level to your Shabda,
Yeah,
then it
and
works on.
removing the obstacles. Where person I see here is the obstacles, removing it. That's only thing, removing it.
Mm-hmm. And I spoke with two ladies. They suffer from the different things, but uh, the root cause for them both are the uh, sexual trauma. The sexual trauma can cause later, after 20 years, they still remember the things, and the problem now is just this kind of uh, problem in the past, and it's get a lot of fire, still get a lot of fire, still get a lot of emotions in their brain, and it's destroy their hormonal system a lot. Uh,
Well, this kind of you can easily use. We can use this Shabda as a therapy, and
mhm,
I tell you, it's 3 hours. If anybody wants to go through really, like that's really, then nothing is more than 3 hours. This all you saying sexual things, you go through systematic process of this Kundalini
mhm,
chakras chanting, but knowing perfectly under the guidance, it's 3 hours. Person should be dedicated for 3 hours
mhm,
and ready to go through the, because it will start the unwinding process, blast, and allow the just motor organs to be free. And also at the same time, a person not to be under control, both at the same time. So a person who is keeping under control and the individual person going free, but not getting caught and fall down, but keep in the process running. Yeah, 3 hours, 3 hours. 7 rounds of mantras cycle. In seven
mhm,
rounds is not only one, it will clean. But person should be determined, strong with the body
mhm,
to go through 3 hours the sadhana process.
mhm. Okay.
Yeah,
And
seven rounds.
okay, so today we conclude Shabda and start
From
speak
there
about the
we
alchemy.
entered into alchemy, like the bridge.
And this, Jyotish. I mean, you can find the name of the person
Yeah,
from the.
yeah.
Okay, I will send you my daughter's date. Maybe you will get me this kind of name
But this
for her.
name will kept secret. Secret. This name is not told, and nobody calls the person by this name.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a calling name. This remains secret with the person who is given name, the person astrologer, like very few people will know about it. Either astrologer or the person, like or my parents. This name is not to be called.
Because yes, in Russian tradition, it's naming process is different. It's yeah, it's based. Sometimes it's based on the name of the father or grandfather, so it's continuing. Like my name is the name of my grandfather, and it's even in this in Christianity, it's common tradition
Yeah,
to
but
give
this
them.
is sansaric purpose. No, we call it sansaric purpose.
No,
But
no.
for spiritual purpose, you use only in spiritual. You keep only to yourself and meditate over it. Uh,
Mm-hmm,
you don't allow someone to call it because each
mm-hmm,
person will call your name differently,
mm-hmm,
different energy, and then you should work. This is only for the self,
mm-hmm.
for meditation.
And also for healing.
Yeah, for the self, you do self healing, you do self therapy, but nobody else is knowing about.
Mhm,
Mm.
mhm. Okay, thank you very much.